Okay, how's everybody doing? So this is a midterm update on this Gecko 1/16 scale universal carrier build and paint, and I'm loving every minute of this thing. It's a big commitment though, like 1/16 scale require a lot more work and paint, and this is a parts heavy kit. Like all these parts you see here is like I still have 2 more bags of parts, like I haven't painted yet and everything. Like it is really a parts heavy model, but my goodness, does it ever go together nice. Now that's going to be a different experience for everybody. Like I'm a scratch builder from way back. I built Tamiya kits like back in the 60s and 70s when I was a kid. I know things have changed since then, but a model is a model to me. I really don't care what it is. I approach them all the same way. And this model though, for me is a real challenge because it requires way more than smaller scales, because as soon as the panels like get larger, then you got to paint in textures and things to make it interesting. Otherwise it just, like the larger it gets, the more toy-like it looks. But you know, I heard somebody say something like a joke, like large scales for sissies or whatever. Well, you know, actually large scales for pros, for masters. It's not like, it's a whole nother ball game. Like I can paint a 1/87 scale vehicle in no time, and all you have to do is paint it impressionistic because it's so small, right? Now I know there's really awesome stuff done in 1/48 scale. Is a big movement with that. I like that because I love 1/48 scale because it's O scale, right? And I used to model and scratch build in O scale like decades ago. So I think the 1/48 scale, what's happening there is really cool. But I think everybody at least should build one 1/16 scale kit, like every modeler should. Especially if you're tired of certain scales or you've been there, done that, try it. And especially a kit like this, because this is actually not much bigger than a 1/35 scale Jag Tiger when you think about it, right? So if you're going to build a 1/16 scale model, try to get a smaller vehicle like a Jeep or a Carrier or even like a Panzer 1 or 2 or, you know, or a truck or something. I hope they put out smaller vehicles. But anyway, this is a pure joy to build this kit. However, it's a lot of work, especially when you have to paint the inside, right? And of course, the outside. I like to paint every surface because while I'm painting a model, I'm getting practice. I'm getting into the zone on the piece. I'm discovering things. I'm trying something over here. Does this work? No. Okay, let's try over here. Copy that. Like I just build up layer after layer. This is all painted with a brush, like a hand brush with Vallejo paints and water, like the whole model. I did airbrush basically Tamiya like base coat primer, like the prototypical primer, but that's it. Used a bit of chipping, but it's all by hand, right? But I'm loving every minute of this. Like, so if you want to see the full coverage or in part, if you go to Boomer Diorama on the home page under videos, you'll see it's called Diorama series. It goes number 1, number 2, and I covered the diorama build and the Bren gun carrier build. That'll be part of that whole, you know, finished model when it's done as a diorama of Juno Beach. So let me just go over a couple of things as a midterm update then. So this is coming along quite well. Now the thing is, you got to build everything separately and paint everything separately. Otherwise, how are you going to paint it, right? Like you can't, like if you want to glue like these panels on, like this, let's say, like how are you going to get in there? Like to do the rivets and stuff. Like how are you going to, like to do the texturing? Like, and you don't have to worry about gluing paint to paint because you can use matte medium. Like you can strategically pin a corner with medium CA and then a seam right there where my thumb is, and then wick in matte medium and let it dry overnight. It's not going to go anywhere, and it'll hold the model together beautifully. Like it'll hold it together forever because it's acrylic adhesive on acrylic paint, right? So really loving this, right? So here's the front glacis I've been working on. There's the console. I used 1/24 scale gauges and then GAC 500 like this, as you know, I love for clear coating parts and everything. That's gone together well. So I had to decide about the boss stick sealer. Like they sealed every rivet on these things. You can see that photo back there. They were putting the sides on weighting panels and sealing every single orifice on these, like mostly all the vehicles, tanks, everything, because of weighting issues and the tide and everything. And they had to get through like 6 feet of water. Some of them were lost, and some went into 8 feet of water and they just floundered and were lost. Some made it onto the beach and then they stalled and died, you know. So this model goes together beautifully. Loving it, right? Just beautiful. But I've yet to do all the bogies, the tracks, saving that for last. You can see the motor here. This is a separate kit. It was a total joy to build. And if you want to see the build on this, if you just go to videos and just search under Diorama Series, just scroll through the videos. It's easy from the home page and you'll find the build on this one. That was a joy to build. I'm going to scratch build this, like the panels on this. And then the back rear of this is going to be all covered with gear and like a custom bracket on here. I made a few minor mistakes on the model, but the mistakes that I did make, you won't see because they'll be covered up with toolboxes and so on. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. No model's perfect. You can see some of these other parts, like the rear end is just gorgeous and beautiful. That'll go on here like that. And then you can see the sprockets. They turned out really good too. All painted by hand with thin washes of Vallejo. You can see the upper engine deck. This goes like that. And then I'm using the stock panels on this side because the model's going to be displayed like this. And then both engine doors are going to be off like it was stalled and they're working on it. So you can see in there and see all that detail that I did. And then there's things like, you know, these panels here. So this one I broke when I dropped the model, and then I built in another fender here from scratch, from evergreen plastic so I can bend it. It'll probably be damaged because the track will be off. And then, let me just take this off for a second and take the engine out because I want to point something out here. So notice that the exhaust, right? Like, how did they ever seal the exhaust? Because it went in like this. Like, how do you seal an exhaust pipe? I worked under cars growing up as a kid on V8s and stuff. How do you seal the exhaust pipe from water? You know what I mean? No wonder they floundered and didn't get off the beach, a lot of these things initially when they had to wade in deep water, right? Anyway, really having a lot of fun. You can see the exhaust pipes. They look really cool, right? They go on like that. Those will go on pretty soon because you got to put those in first and then you put this rear armor plate on, like later. So I glued it on first. I had to tear it off. I thought, what are you doing, you dummy? Because it doesn't really explain to you the order of assembling this. You kind of wing it from the photos, the AutoCAD photos and stuff. But anyway, there's going to be stuff stacked on the back here, so you won't even see any of this. Okay, so that will go in there like this. That's done, and then the Glacius front plate will go in. So I'll just strategically glue that in place where you can't see it, and then I'll wick in matte medium to seal it all nice and everything. So yeah, really, really happy with this build. So if you get a chance to build a vehicle, try a smaller one. Like, they're a real challenge, and they'll help increase your skill and confidence too, right? You know what I mean? And they look really good if you're willing to put the time into them. And I'm really enjoying this whole build and diorama. Okay, so here's the book I got, the Universal Carrier. It's okay. It has some really cool photos. I'll just show you a couple artist renderings that I really like in closing. Now, if you get this kit, look at that. I almost built this. Like, I wanted to build it like this, like scratch build this hood. That looks so cool, the low profile and that looks so nice. And then there's this one here, if I can just show you in closing. This one here looks really cool too, France 1940. This one, the Royal Dragoon Guards with the pedestal Bren gun and the anti-tank rifle. Isn't that nice? Okay, so if you're into the Carrier, or if you can get one, or if you already have one and you want to build it, they are a beautiful kit and make for a superb model. Okay, so happy modeling, and I hope that you have a great day. Cheers.